Okay, let's continue. So now we're going to look at some functional types of neurons. Okay, so again, functional types of neurons. Okay, so we have your sensory neurons are the neurons that bring information into the nervous system. So this is your nervous system. Okay, it's called your CNS, central nervous system. The neurons that bring stuff into it are called your sensory neurons. And again, typically these are your unipolar neurons that do this job for you, as well as your bipolar neurons. They are the ones that bring stuff in. Then you have neurons that form circuits inside the CNS, like so. They link together. These neurons that stay within the CNS are called your interneurons. And those interneurons typically as well are your motor neuron, or what's called your neurons of association, but structurally they look like your multipolar neuron. And those are interneurons. And then you have neurons that leave the CNS to come out to go to your muscles. So these neurons we call your motor neurons. And these neurons also will have the structure of a typical multipolar neuron. So again, you have sensory neurons, interneurons, and motor neurons. They also have other names for them. So your sensory neurons are often referred to as afferent. Afferent neurons mean incoming neurons. Your interneurons are often referred to as association neurons. And your motor neurons are usually called efferent neurons. So please be aware of those different names for the neurons. Okay, so those are your functional classes of neurons there. Next, we're going to look at the glial cells, the other types of cells of the nervous system. Okay, and there are around 6 types of glial cells in the nervous system. We're going to look at the ones that you first find in the central nervous system. So we're going to look at what's called your central nervous system glia. Okay, glial cells. You can begin with first your astrocytes. So astrocytes are glial cells in the central nervous system which are involved in forming what's called your blood-brain barrier. They're also involved in controlling the brain chemistry. They can soak up harmful things in there. They can also scavenge inside the brain environment. Then we have your microglia. The microglia act as the immune cells of the brain and spinal cord. They're the ones that fight your bacterial meningitis, your brain cancers, okay, controlled by your microglia or fought off by your microglia. Then we have your oligodendrocytes. The oligodendrocytes, these cells have the job of making myelin. So they make myelin that covers the axons in the CNS. And the 4th type of glial cell that we find in the central nervous system, it would be your ependymal cells. Ependymal cells are cells that line your cavities, so line cavities in the CNS. Cavities such as your 4th ventricle or your central canal. These are all lined by these ependymal cells, And these cells also produce a fluid called CSF, cerebrospinal fluid. So those are the CNS glial cells. We're going to next look at the glial cells that we find in the PNS. And there are two types there. So PNS glia cells. First one, we have what we call your Schwann cells. Schwann cells are the counterparts to the oligodendrocytes. They make myelin. So make myelin for axons in the PNS. And you have your satellite cells. These cells cover the somas in the PNS. So there you have it. Two types of glial cells in the PNS. Okay, all right, we'll pause here.